Once upon a time, the legal drinking age in the US was 18, and those glorious stories your parents told you about parties when they were in college are no longer a reality when it comes to our generation. But why would they change the drinking age from 18 to 21 in 1986? It doesn't stop current 18-year-olds from drinking, does it? Or even younger, as a matter of fact. I will explain to you the few of many reasons why the legal drinking age should be lowered to 18. So, a study published in the Archives of General Psychiatry showed that 78% of teens at the ages of 13 to 20 have consumed alcohol. Imagine that. 8 out of 10 of you have had a sip of alcohol at some point in your young life, whether it be with friends or family. And it also shouldn't really surprise you, especially being in college, that it can be difficult not to drink in order to fit into the social norms of your other peers. In the National Library of Medicine, there is an article about fake IDs and heavy drinking in underage college students. A whole whopping 32.2% of college students have fake IDs, meaning that out of a class of about 7,000 students, 2,300 students would own one by next semester. There is a quote-unquote fear-driven alcoholic culture on college campuses, meaning even though they could get caught, fined, or arrested, they do it in spite because of the rush of recklessness. I mean, we are 18 years old, enough to vote, get married, buy cigarettes, and yet the only thing we aren't to do in this free country is drink alcohol. Despite the fact that college students drink alcohol once in a while to have fun, and smoking is something difficult to stop and can lead to long-term problems. Now, binge drinking, what our good old Wisconsinites are known for. Now, this thing we call pre-gaming, drinking a large amount before going out somewhere, is actually extremely dangerous, even if it seems fun at the time. Many college students tend to pre-game before heading out to a party or somewhere to hang out because of the fact that they aren't legally allowed to drink publicly, or buy any, obviously. The New York Times posted an article by Georgina Nungat, a president at Kenyon College, stating this as well as using the words of underground drinking, the same thing as pre-gaming, but more so teens' rebellion against authority. Ruth Engs, a professor at Indiana University in Applied Health Sciences, has been involved in researching for over 20 years concerning college-age youth and the history of drinking in the United States. He finds that as a nation, trying the prohibition legislation twice in the past for controlling irresponsible drinking problems did not work then, and the prohibition for younger people under the age of 21 is not working now. So, with the legal drinking age being lowered to 18, there wouldn't be such a large amount of alcohol poisoning. Binge drinking is so common among college students, it's extremely dangerous. Better education on alcohol and drinking is much needed than a simple health class with one unit on it. Which leads me to talk about pros and cons about lowering the drinking age to 18 to further educate you. So I believe that it is best to teach someone about positives as well, unlike in high school health classes where they only portray negative effects, creating this rebellion against the law. There is a website called procon.org, and there is one specifically for the drinking age. Pro and con number 1. Even though drinking can interfere with our natural brain development, 18 is the legal age of adulthood and as an individual should be able to make their own decisions. Number 2. Lowering the drinking age could lead to 18-year-olds to have a greater percentage of them drinking in bars and clubs, which are extremely dangerous if you let your guard down. But in a controlled environment, say a restaurant or a house, it would decrease unsafe drinking activity. Number 3. The MLDA 21 helps prevent underage binge drinking. However, it is still an enjoyable activity and there is still a large amount of it. And number 4. Lowering the drinking age could lead to more use of illicit drugs. However, lowering the MLDA 21 would be good for the economy. How so? Because then more people would be able to drink in bars and restaurants freely, causing a greater amount of tax revenue collected by the government. So to conclude, even though there are many cons as there are pros, we are still legal adults at the age of 18, able to do anything else an adult at the age of 50 can do. except drink. Having correct education on drinking and lowering the age can have a huge effect on our college-age students, not constantly binge drinking at parties and drinking more responsibly. This is why the age limit for drinking should be lowered to 18.